This week on the Hold Up, David and Mark are going to talk about Superman 2, which is kind of dumb because they haven't even covered Superman 1. The Hold Up. Autograph.
I don't get it on my screen. I got it like I always get it. We're live. We're rolling. So I don't know. This is going to be an interesting. This is going to be an interesting one. I'm actually kind of excited to talk about it. I read a shitload. I have no notes, but I had Frank over last night. You know, we go hard
on the porch, man.
You know, the porch, dude. If you're on the porch in the Eberhard Smokehouse, it is. There were he brought cigars.
Nice.
I could see in my bar a bottle of Four Roses with this much in it. And I was like, I'm going to go get another bottle. Clearly, he and I are not going to just drink, the last seventh of a bottle. I mean, it really wasn't, a couple inches. And so I go get a bottle at the liquor store and bring it back. And I'm like, that'll be a good amount. And then I have like a liquor travel bag that you can like put your cigarettes and your bottles in and lighters and cigar holder, cutters, all the stuff. And it was laying on the bar and I was like, what's in that? And I open it up, another full bottle of Four Roses. I got like 3 bottles of Four Roses, one this full, one the most full, and then one brand new bottle that hadn't been opened. Like, there was a couple sips out of the one I found in the carry-on thing. And we got into the 3rd bottle. Like, I was just like, and wait, okay. In 3 hours. Yeah.
Ooh.
And we were not, and you wouldn't even have, and I haven't been drinking much. I mean, it hit me for sure, but
yeah,
we brought the cigars out and then the music's playing. Anyway, it was fun, but I got very little sleep and I had a lot of heavy phone call day.
It was a lot for me too. There's a lot of, I can't make it, or, I've got this going on. It's, it was weird. It was a weird day, but
yeah, weird day. And I popped up, I probably made it to bed just after midnight, popped up at 6:30 in the morning and felt great, to be honest with you. And then it's just now hit the end of the day where it's like, oh, you're done. I felt fine all day. It just about an hour ago.
Oh, I know. Driving home is where I was just like,
oh yeah. And it's hot, man. It feels hotter than 88, man. It feels like it's in the 90s. Maybe what?
Yeah, I drove home today.
We're hot.
And saw the Jim Adler, the Texas Hammer billboard. And I've had this thing ever since I moved here that when Jim Adler passes away, I just want to be his voice for the AI.
Can you do that?
I think I got a pretty good Jim Adler. Now, I'm not going to do it on this microphone because it might blow everything out. I've got to get loud to do it.
I don't think you could say you could do it and not do it.
I'll post a video.
Someone ram that semi-truck right up your ass? Call me. I'm Jim Adler, the Texas Hammer. We'll fight for you.
Of me doing it. How about that?
Okay. All right. But you can't not do. You can't be like, I have this.
Yeah.
I do a great Elvis, but I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I like to drive down the road when I'm seeing when I see an accident or something and pull out my
Texas
Jim Adler.
Hammer.
Yeah.
So
I want to continue that. I want that to be my retirement gig, not the lawyer part.
When you were telling the story, you were scratching your chest, and I was like, "Is he about to tell me he's getting a sledgehammer tattoo when Jim Adler dies?" Like, because it looked like you were pointing at your chest. You were like, "Let me tell you something. When Adler dies," I was like, "Sledgehammer on the chest." But anyway, yeah, perfect. All right, well, this is going to be, I like I was saying, I read a lot. I did not write any notes. So I was just like, oh man. But Yeah, Superman 2.
Yeah. Superman 2 released in a couple of countries in 1980, right? I
Right.
think released in the United States in 1981.
Right, which is a weird move. They opened it overseas before here.
Right.
Um, I don't
Um,
know why. It didn't say. I couldn't find anything on that either.
yeah, Richard Donner was the director of Superman 1.
Right.
I know Richard Donner immediately. That's a name that you recognized in 80s movies, The Goonies, Lethal Weapon. Like he really
He's
directed
it.
some good movies, man.
He's big time, man.
Yeah.
He's great. I looked on his filmography. He started directing like old school TV shows in the 60s.
Yeah.
Like, so he was around forever, man.
Ever.
Like forever. Like he directed everything, man. Like Twilight Zones and stuff like that. Like he was just a TV working director. Cause I think on a lot of those TV shows, like even one that's really consistent, there may be a new director every time.
Yep.
Like they'll just bring in that's how directors work. They just rotate through television series. So they keep moving those guys around all the time because they have a showrunner who's going to keep it the way it's supposed to look.
Right.
Like they're not going to let somebody come in there and be like, we're shooting it all, everything's going to be black light,
Right.
or whatever. We're going to, the camera's always going to be moving. They kind of, there's a thing and but anyway, so to see that he was a serious TV working director for years, then gets into movies and man, like you said, the list is, maybe it can pop up on the screen right now.
Right.
Which would be great, but like super notable movies,
Right.
big movies,
And I think
like
he was a guy.
visually big,
Yeah.
Over the top in a good way.
Yeah, I think he was a guy that carried some of his favorite actors around with him too, because there was a cop in Superman 1 that gets it right at the beginning when they're chasing Otis and he's going to the secret lair for the first time.
Yeah,
He's the chief in Lethal Weapon. So Richard Donner
that's
has,
cool.
yeah, Richard Donner has, some
crew.
actors that, he has
Yeah.
some actors I think he keeps close to the vest, and maybe through all that. And that chief in Lethal Weapon was old in 1987. He was old.
Oh yeah,
So
that's cool though. That's
Yeah.
cool that he's got like some
a
character
little
guys
stable.
that
Yeah.
that he
Well,
puts
some
in
of the
everything.
actors I heard quit when they ex-nayed him from the Superman 2 directing seat. Like some of the actors didn't come back from 1
Yeah,
to
I
2.
saw that too. It was Gene Hackman, maybe Ned Beatty, um, maybe this is Hallbacher,
Kaspar,
Kaspar,
Valerie
and
Perrine, she's my favorite character
yeah,
in all of
yeah,
Superman.
yeah. What a great name! But
Oh,
like one other person was just like, yeah, I'm not, um, I'm not doing it. And Reeve quit. Or
right.
like Reeve left the project briefly over Donner being fired, and which is the greatest kind of Hollywood, like get the guy back in the picture, was like they were like, we'll pay you more and give you more creative control. And he was like, okay, I'll come back. I'm in, which is crazy. So the movie Superman 2 that we're talking about,
Yep. I mean,
said the director,
Superman is
whatever.
an origin story, right? So
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
what did you? But tell what you did.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm on the box, getting ready to watch it. I hit play. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm kind of effing with my phone a little bit, right? I'm not looking at the screen, and I'm like, I'm going to do this real quick, and then the credits, which are the longest credits in the history of credits,
They are,
right?
but I like that style with
I
the
do.
with
I love the John Williams music, right? So I've got time.
yeah, and the faded out where it
Yep,
makes it look 3D,
absolutely.
yeah, that was
Very
cool.
nice. Very nice. And there was an intro part before the credits. I wasn't quite looking, but I went back and I
Uh-huh.
looked at it, and it says right at the beginning, if you're looking at the screen, this is a different version of the movie. Because what happened was, as I started watching this movie, and I was like, wait a minute, this is not Superman 2. Feels like Superman 2, looks like Superman 2, but I got about 10 minutes into the movie and realized that, I think we'll jump back, but
Yeah.
when I finally stopped watching, which was about 10 minutes in, um, the the villains, the super villains, Zod and Non and Ursa,
Yeah.
they're set free by the missile that Superman hurls into space at the end of Superman 1 in the Donner cut. In the original Superman 2, he is taking an elevator with a hydrogen bomb out into outer space, and
Yeah.
it explodes. Those shockwaves set the supervillains free. That's when I stopped and went,
Yeah.
I'm not watching the right version of this movie, and then figured out it was the Donner cut.
I'd like to think I would have noticed. That's a pretty small detail. I don't know if I would. I might have caught. I don't know if I'd have caught the nuclear thing. I don't know that I'd have known that. And this was my favorite. This is the Superman when I think of Superman.
I like
I
this
kind of
Superman a lot.
mash these two together, honestly. Like some of the other movies we've talked about, where it seems kind of like a movie, like
Smokey and the
Smokey and the
Bandit.
Bandit, one
Yeah.
and two, where you're just like, when did they do that? Like it all kind of goes together. But the supervillain stuff was creepy and cool when I was a kid, and I liked I liked the way it ended. Like that was a real whatever old I was when I saw it, I was like, wow.
Superman,
you know what I mean?
awesome, right?
Superman, he's also smart. But
He's not
anyway,
just
to
some
get
big
back,
lug, right?
yeah, to get back to it, I'm impressed that you noticed the difference. I don't. How does it open? Oh, it opens with this didn't make sense to me. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I guess they had to do the elevator thing. But where it opens with the Eiffel Tower heist, right? Kind of
Yeah, well,
is
it
kind of the
really
first of
opens
that.
up. It opens up on Krypton in both movies, both versions.
Oh, that's right.
It's on Krypton. They're
That's
about
right.
to send the
You're right.
villains away, but in
You're
the
right.
Donner cut, Marlon Brando is sentencing them. In Superman 2, it's just those faces on the screen.
Yeah, you know why? So, because this is a movie where they switch directors,
Oh yeah, they had to reshoot.
They also decided to cut Brando out to not have to pay him.
I am.
And he sued and won and got paid.
Wow.
Yeah. They intentionally cut him out to save money, right? So, in the stuff on like why they get rid of Donner, there's a couple different versions. It's basically they were over his shoulder on him about not being on time. He was just done with it. I think, they were gonna film them both simultaneously. They realized one was so far behind that they had to take all the energy out of the Superman 2 that they were filming at the same time. Just finish one.
Right.
Because they had fired Donner, brought in another director. They go to Richard Donner. They're like, we'll give you co-credit. He'd shot 75% of the movie. They were like, we're bringing in this other director. You don't like us. We don't like you. We're done with the relationship. We're going to bring in Richard Lester and we'll give you dual directing credit. And he goes, this is such a sick move. He goes, no, I don't want any credit on it. What that does by saying, but when he goes, no, I don't want co-directing credit. I don't want to be on the film. Because he said that legally, Lester had to shoot 80% of the movie to have his name on it.
Right.
So they had to go, so they could only keep a small part of the Donner footage in order to complete the film.
Right.
Because Lester has to shoot 80% to be credited as the director.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right? In these kind of weird guild rules, right? So if he had said yes, they could have, it doesn't cost them as much. They're like, okay, cool. We're going to put both you on it. We can keep what we like of your stuff. We can shoot some other stuff. We can just finish the movie. And because he wouldn't take that, they had to go reshoot everything. That's kind of a baller move to me. Just to be like, no, man, I'm good. Have fun. But,
it was like 54 million to make the movie.
I thought that was an interesting take. And I wish you to watch the whole Donner, because that would have been interesting. I haven't seen that version. Apparently they were wildly different.
Yeah.
in like tone and camera
Yeah.
shot and what was going on. The new guy made it real silly and jokey.
2 felt more like the first 10 minutes of it felt more like 1.
Because Donner probably filmed that
Right.
stuff.
Just felt more like 1. And
yeah. So yeah, but it is kind of Krypton, the Daily Planet, then it's the Eiffel Tower, so they can throw the elevator into space with the bomb on it, blow it up, break them out of that mirror thing. Then they go to the moon. What I'll tell you was rough. What year was this?
1980, 81.
They killed astronauts.
I know.
Do you know how cool astronauts were in that time? Like, I don't know if they'd make a movie now where they kill astronauts. Like they just showed up and killed the astronauts, which was cool. It was fine.
You know what it was that I loved about that first part where you see them kill those 3 though, is that it sets the tone. You just think of Superman movies. Nobody kind of really dies or
no. He does not die.
It definitely broke that mold real quick.
Yeah, people don't die. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No. That's a good point. Yeah, it was, as a kid, they were intense to me. It was not easy to get past the plastic clothing for me, and the cable work on the flying in this one, pretty much 100% of the time was bad, to be honest with you. I had a lot of trouble.
Everything that moved through the air was like it was in slow motion.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. And the boy, you're talking about the boy. He falls off Niagara Falls for about a long time.
For about a minute and a half. Dude, I look over at Jen.
I don't know. Maybe we didn't have sense of time then. I don't know.
Dude.
Yeah.
I look over at Jen. We're watching it, and I'm like, he's at the hot dog stand. Oh, look, the boy's falling over. Yeah. Oh, look, he's still at the hot dog stand. Boy's still falling. Boy's still falling.
He's looking around now.
Help! Boy's still falling. Here comes Superman. And even the catch is bad when he catches the kid.
Him flying in front of Niagara Falls, it's like the kid's dropping here and he's out here. Like they're not even the same proportion. Like his proportions off. Like it's flying the wrong way.
That shit back in the day, man.
Yeah. A lot of that was pretty
rough.
Pretty rough. So, I was really caught off guard by, I remembered it more fondly than, it played. Not to say anything about it yet,
right?
But it definitely, it had a different impact on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. He's still Clark Kent, but it's, I miss him. He's just a stud. And when he quit this, I think he was making this and your favorite movie at the same time.
Yeah, he was. And I think the reason I got into Somewhere in Time was because I loved Superman. You know what I mean? And it popped up on another movie that popped up on cable.
Yeah.
I'm young. I watched this movie and I watched this dude's entire universe just his heartbreak and, just the happiest of times and the absolute worst of times in this movie for Christopher Reeve. And he's brilliant in it. And
I have to watch it. I've only caught it in snips and Michael loves it. And it's just brilliant. That is a great movie.
Yeah.
And Superman was not in a lot of bangers.
No, and Jane Seymour in that movie too, man. Seymour. I love Jane Seymour, dude. Yeah. My wife knows it.
So Jane Seymour, if you're out there, do you want to
Jane Seymour, you want to come to this podcast? I will worship you. Come here. We'll talk. I will sing you praises. I'll give you props for Dr. Quinn. I'll give you props for this movie. I'll give you props for anything you want. She
That's
was in that
awesome.
new series with Michael Douglas and oh God, it's Michael Douglas and
Was it two leads? It's him and another, like him and Alan Arkin, or it was
yes.
like,
Yes.
yeah. I don't remember what that's called. I caught a couple episodes of it. Funny. They're funny together.
Yeah, they're good in it, but she's in it, and I mean, even in her 70s, man, just Tadao, like, just looks
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, you love
Amazing. So married to she was married to one of the Keaches.
her. No,
Yeah. The one
not Stacy Keach.
No, the other one, the one in Vacation, the cop.
Or Keach. Isn't it David Keach? I think it is.
It is, maybe,
And
yeah.
he was big. He's big in.
He's in Wildcats.
Yeah.
Goldie
I
Hawn,
think he's big in Long Riders.
But yeah, you know, they're posing as a honeymoon couple when they go to Niagara Falls, right? And I don't know what story they're uncovering in Niagara Falls. Like,
It sounded like it was people that fleece young couples with married or with like high resort pills. Like, it was not.
It was weird, but
Yeah.
I'll talk about Margot Kidder real quick. I've never seen a woman age so much in 3 years than she did. Like, she was very fresh, it felt like, in Superman, and this one she looked tired to me.
She did look tired, and she looked different weights because they probably took so long to film. She's like 3 different hairstyles. Like if you watch it, like sometimes her hair's big and fluffy and dry, and then sometimes it's just gorgeous. And sometimes she's really thin, and sometimes she's not quite as thin, but like her hair, and not just, I mean, I'm colorblind. I don't know the color difference, but like the shades of her hair were changing.
Right.
They'd be like really, really, really dark, and then lighter than that. And I'd be like, wow, what's like, okay, that's,
Yeah.
And what it caused was like she looked really pretty a lot of times.
Yes.
But then every once in a while, she didn't look like her.
I agree, man. Like, I don't know what it was, and
Yeah, I don't know.
This is a movie where was she the only one smoking in the entire Superman universe?
Yeah, I read something that there was a big she didn't smoke in the comics, and Marlboro was a big sponsor.
Right. Well, you can see
if you
that
notice,
in this
there's
movie.
a Marlboro trailer.
Like, they break that bad boy in half, right?
Yeah. So there were people who were kind of like upset that they made her a smoker, and that it was so like obviously. I think they had to show a box of Marlboros 3 times. They had the truck. It was controversial, and like even like government officials were like, what? Wait, what? If you read the trivia on it, like, can they do that or whatever? Anyway, so yeah, she's a smoke show. She's crushing them, and they've got the long ashes. They're not doing anything to make her more attractive.
No.
For him, he still looks smitten with her. He's amazing at that. Christopher Reeve is a great guy. Like, he is Superman to me. Like, anything else, if you're trying to get close to that, right?
He is the benchmark for playing the character. No
in
question.
Every way.
Yeah.
In every way. And yeah, the suit's dated, right? But his act, like, for who he's being, he's fun. He's good as Clark Kent. Like, he's really good at that goofy, a little bit of physical comedy.
Golly,
it's too silly in this.
Yeah.
Like, they beat you over the head with how clumsy he is. It's like, gets a little Jerry Lewis with, like, he can't do anything right. Like, he can't walk through a room without burning his hand or knocking it,
tripping over the bear's head, the bear's rug. Right.
That's where it was really disappointing, because it was just like, they just didn't. He can do all that. You don't need to do that much.
Yeah, they could have been a bit more creative about how they exposed that Clark was Superman. It could have been done with more. Oh, he trips over the bear's head. His hand falls into the fire and it doesn't burn.
Right. Well, that's the whole thing between them. She's on to him on this movie. Right. It's why do you always disappear? Like, now
Yeah.
she's kind of putting her detective work on him, and he keeps kind of figuring out ways to not, and then tells her he's Superman, which was kind of like, can you do that? And when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I think he's as Superman phenomenal, even in this. And this is not. I don't know this is as good as one. We're gonna have to go watch one now.
I really like 2, and a lot of it has to do with Terrence Stamp. And Gene Hackman, even though he plays he's goofy too.
Yeah.
In comparison to the
I
first
don't mind
movie.
it with him, and that might be
I
a
don't.
bias.
Yeah,
But
I don't.
I thought I think Ned Beatty pulled it off. I think the goofy was done well. Okay.
Yes, you're
I
talking about
think it
some
was
really good
goofy and
actors.
silly, but
Yeah.
I think that they were all very good at it.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, it wasn't bad acting. It was just sillier than I wanted my hero movie to be. Right. Like, it was just the tone. It wasn't the acting, and I thought that was bad or hack or whatever. It was like the tone was a little sillier than I remembered. And I was like, oh, I don't think I like it this silly.
Yeah. And, you could look at Terrence Stamp's acting, and there's moments.
He's not silly. He's Shakespeare,
No,
dude. That dude showed up like I am Zod, dude. They probably dude, he probably floated out of his trailer to set through the air, dude. That guy was fucking dialed
do you say these
in.
things when you know that I will kill you for it? Just like he just embodies the character.
Amazing.
Like,
amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
I mean, everything that comes out of his mouth is just it's the accent, it's the delivery, it's just the command. Like, his voice is powerful.
And he's a small man. He's the least physically imposing. All he is a kick-ass beard and an accent and some slick back hair, but he pulls it off.
He is
100%.
terrifying.
He's the star of the movie, other than Christopher Reeve. Which I guess is what it's supposed to be, right? He's the main
although
antagonist.
Gene Hackman gets top billing in both Superman movies.
Yeah. Which
probably deserved.
Best actor in the movie, for sure.
No
Maybe
doubt.
not in this movie, but like pedigreed wise,
all the way through, yeah.
Nobody's fucking with him.
No.
But that is kind of a dick move to be like, I'll do it, but I have to have top billing. And it's like, you're in the movie 15 minutes.
Doesn't matter. I mean, in the first one, Marlon Brando was third.
No.
I think it was no. It was Hackman, maybe Brando, and then Reeve. Reeve was either 2 or 3.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he was over Brando, because Brando was not desirable at the time.
No, he was a bit radical at that point.
Brando.
Yeah.
He was unreliable. He was a pain in the ass, or whatever, creative. I was not there. I probably shouldn't say that, but that's what his reputation was.
Yeah. I love the supervillains, though. I love, we see a lot of them in this movie for a while. We don't, like you said, we don't see Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman disappears for about 30 minutes in the middle of this movie. You don't see him at all. And you get a love story between Lois and Clark, where Superman relinquishes his powers to be with Lois. Meanwhile, while that's going on, these 3 supervillains are ravaging the United States of America without Superman knowing anything about it. And small town by small town take over the White House. Like, just
another interesting choice, because what I thought was really interesting about that part of it was Superman gave up his powers, and they basically just had sex for a month. Or however long they were there. Like
he couldn't fly and go get any more takeout. So, I mean, they had to leave at some point.
They're in a silver silk beanbag together.
Yep.
you know, and
hammock
it's
or whatever the fuck that thing was.
yeah,
like,
whatever. I don't even know what it was, but it was just like, oh, like that's what like. And I read a thing after where they were like, a few of the people were like, should we be doing that in this? Like, I think specifically her was like, I think it should have not happened. I didn't know as a kid. I mean, they just felt like they were people in love. I didn't mind it with this. I just thought it was funny. And I also noticed like, so he loses his powers. He gets his powers back probably 15 minutes later in the movie, to be honest with
right.
you.
And
There's only 2 scenes, and then he's walking
yes,
to
back to the North Pole
back
and
to the
getting passed
North
by
Pole.
trucks aren't picking him
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Fucking
He's
blizzard.
walking without his powers
Right.
in a London fog zip-up jacket.
Yep.
No fucking winter hat. He's not got superpowers in like
To the
20
North
below
Pole.
weather. Yeah, it was just kind of like, oh man. Like,
Yeah, and then the thing about getting the powers back, and I never really even thought about how he got them back until we watched this time, and Jen kind of pointed it out. She was like, "Is the reason he got his powers back is because that green crystal was left by Lois right there?" And
I don't know.
because you remember he picks it up, but when all of that stuff explodes, I think that green crystal is supposed to be in there. That's why but because it was left out,
It survived.
it survived, and he was able to get his powers back. Like that,
Oh, that's cool.
right? Like I
Yeah.
never even.
Scoreboard.
I hate to be like a shallow thinker here.
That was so beyond.
Yeah, when
I
you're
was
a
not
kid,
picking up on anything.
Yeah.
I was not feeling like they were laying subtle stuff down, but that would not surprise me.
yeah, like
That's a
it-
good. Yeah.
she noticed it. I was like, wait a minute, that's just sitting there, and he's gonna
Well,
find
it's
it
on the
later.
ground, right? Are you talking when he
Right.
comes back in and it's laying on the ground? Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna find
Yeah.
it later, and
Yeah, but he's not without his powers long. If you made that movie now, he'd go without him so long the audience was uncomfortable. Like,
Most
he's
of the
gotta
movie.
get him back.
yeah, most of the movie.
Or
Yeah.
it would be difficult for him to get him back. He just goes back and gets him. like, dude,
Go get my powers back.
I'm going to get my powers. I'm going to go walk over there and get my powers back. So yeah, that part of it is kind of like, okay, cool. And I do like. I'm knocking on it a lot. I really like the big fight scene in the city.
Me too.
I was like, I still like this. Like, they're doing some
I do
really
too.
cool practical effects, clearly on a studio lot or wherever.
Oh
But
yeah.
I thought that was it. That may be my favorite part of that movie.
It is for me too.
Is just that fight scene, which he leaves, right, and then they go chase him down, but he doesn't win the fight or anything. It's just
He just
it's just
outsmarts
cool.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. He's got some smarts. Well, there's 3 of them, and they're all as strong as he is. That goon, and then
Ursa, and then
which had a very 80s looking woman with the sharp features. It looked like she walked out of a was it Michael Nigel?
oh
You know what I mean?
right. She was very
She had
sharp.
that. Am I
Yeah.
saying that right? Is that
Yeah.
who it was?
I don't get me to say it. I can't.
You're gonna have to put one of those posters up because every poster shop in every mall had 20 of them.
Yeah.
And people either had them in shitty frames, people like matte framed them, and like people were like really proud of them, and they were, yeah, that was crazy.
She was very sharp.
She was very sharp, with
yep.
very
And,
shiny lips and high cheekbones and all that.
Terrence Stamp, we talk about quotable people in quotable movies. It's this one, you will bow before me, Jor-El. One day you, and then your heirs. Like, that stuff was on repeat with me as a kid. Kneel and just all of that stuff, dude. I loved Zod.
Quoting it.
I loved quoting Zod. All of it. Just Lex Luthor, ruler of Australia.
Oh, that's a great line.
Yeah.
That is a great line.
Yeah. Like
that is
he's
really
so
smartly
fucking
done.
smooth, man. Like,
Yeah, I think the thing that I read that I don't like before we get kind of to the end was that I totally like it totally made sense. And it may have biased me watching it, but it totally made sense to me that so Donner was filming an epic that was more serious and was like leaning into some heavier themes.
yes.
Uh, it was originally kind of, and I'm going to get the breakdown wrong because I don't remember, but it's laid out where it was like, it's all like Christianity. Like he's the Christ-like guy. He's so Superman comes down. He's the son of a woman who didn't have him.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
not, she's not, but he's not born from her.
Right.
But that's his mom, so it, and something between like the father and the son trade places, and he's sent to, down to earth to get his life and all this stuff. So there was a lot, and I think Donner was like really
On that.
on that and hitting those chords. And they brought this guy in, and this guy was like, I want it to feel more like the old comic books. And since he got to shoot 80% of it, they said he would like crowd a bunch of images into a single frame, that he made it funnier and goofier, and that no one really liked him. They didn't dislike him, but they were just like, the energy was gone. Like when that dude came in, like everyone was proud to be on the Donner production, and that like Donner knew what the fuck he was doing, and he was a guy you could follow, and you're like, we're in a Donner film, like this is going to be awesome. And then they
Right.
get Richard Lester, rolls in, and it's just like,
he was dealt
man.
a bad stack. He probably did the best he could with it, right? Like,
oh, I think he's a good guy, but it
Yeah.
was just like, he had directed like The Three Musketeers.
right.
You know what I mean? This is not a guy who which was popular and everything, but I just don't, I get where it doesn't have the right tone. Like when you read that, you go, oh, that's why some of this is really silly. And since Hackman didn't reshoot, like anything Hackman's in, Donner shot.
Right.
Because Hackman wouldn't go back and reshoot anything. So, in fact, they put a fake mask on another guy to finish out some scenes and dressed him like Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman would not stay bald. He shaved his head for the opening scene, and then grew his hair back and just he said, well, I'm going to pretend he wears ill-fitting wigs.
Wow.
Yeah, 'cause Hackman was known to be a little like, I'm doing it my
He's
way.
exotic, right? Like,
I think he's kind of an onset bully at times, but I think he was a master at his craft. And I think he was the ultimate professional. I think anything other than, did you show up and do your work, and do you know your shit, know where to stand? He had no tolerance for it, out of a director, out of another actor. He just strikes me as a guy who was like,
no.
I'm not, like, don't fuck with it. He was roommates with like Dustin Hoffman and Robert Duvall in New York, and he was a Marine, and they said like, he'd just go, I got to go get in a fight, and leave the apartment and just like go to a bar.
Yeah, I feel like if you watch Crimson Tide, that's Gene Hackman all the time.
Yeah. Also, the sheriff in Unforgiven.
Yes, he's so good, dude.
He's Little Bill.
So good.
He's a little good. He's a little bad.
Yeah,
Like,
he is.
So he does, it works. And, but his, as silly as his scenes are, the other times they're silly, which we know isn't Donner, it's too silly, or there's too much of it.
Yeah, it's real kooky.
Right. So, I mean, he beats them. The other difference I read is, in the one they released that I saw, that we grew up on, Superman throws them down. They all fall down the ice chute.
Yeah.
The bad guys, right? At the end, they all kind of get knocked down into this thing, die or whatever. In Donner's version, they don't die, because Donner didn't believe Superman should ever kill anyone. So they live in the Donner version and get like imprisoned again.
Huh.
Yeah. So I want to go
Phantom Zone.
Like, it's got a whole different, like, he was just like, he can't kill people. Like, it's Superman. And, then Lester came in and was like, yeah, he's killing them. Kind of wild, right? Kind of wild.
It's crazy. It's a holdup for me.
It's a holdup.
It's a hold
Right
up.
on. Good. Right on.
It's and I think it's just because I just respect Christopher Reeve as Superman so much that
Yeah.
he's still the guy, the
He's the guy.
benchmark. He is
He's
the
the guy.
dude, man.
He's the guy.
And even in the bad Superman movies, he's the best part of them. You know. Now,
Well, you said
Terrence
he's
Stamp.
Superman.
Yeah, Terrence Stamp is I think the best part of this movie, but Christopher Reeve is definitely still great as Superman, great as Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Really love Terrence Stamp. I've loved Terrence Stamp in just about every movie I've ever seen him in. So yeah.
So who was your
just-
favorite superhero as a kid? Superman?
Probably so. I don't think I really had it. I mean, I didn't really. I mean, Batman came around, but I'm just like, Batman's a dude with a utility belt.
Yeah.
And I liked Batman, but I just, Superman was it. I also loved the Incredible Hulk as a kid, just from the just from the TV show. Like, I
When
just loved
when
the
is that
Hulk.
show? When are we gotta look, dude? I want to do that. I
I
want to
do
do a
too.
couple episodes of that show if it's kind of in our range. It may be a little early. It is got a weird energy about it.
It does, and there's a lot of good
It's very
actors in the
creepy,
show.
dude. It's
Yeah.
depressing.
It
It's
is
like
depressing.
a depressing show.
Do, 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 do.
The theme, it's super
Do,
heavy.
do, do, do.
Yeah, I everything you just said, I 100% agree with. Like,
Yep.
Superman was my hero. Everybody liked Batman, and because he was kind of dark, and maybe because he was actually a guy or whatever. I never got it. I really enjoyed the movies. Like,
Yeah.
I like the
They're
movies, but
good. Yeah.
like
Superman's
he's
the
not
shit.
a superhero. Kind
No.
of, he's a dude. Like,
He's a
and
demigod, dude.
I
He's got
don't.
powers, like.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think, and I always wondered because anyone who doesn't like Superman is just like, he's too powerful. Like, it's boring. He doesn't do anything. Um, and I think we've talked about it before because I was all big into the new Superman movie, which I still
Yeah.
am. But I like looking back, I liked him because he was for good. Like, something in me liked that. I didn't want it to be dark. I didn't want his parents murdered and he's a vigilante. Like, I didn't,
Yep.
like, Superman always did the right thing. And that must be what it is because it's not, because he is invincible. And like, there's a lot that you could be like, what do you fucking do with that? Kryptonite? Like, nothing can kill this guy. And like,
Yeah, and then
one thing,
you go to
you
Superman
know,
3 and he's drinking and,
yeah,
destroying
yeah.
bowling alleys. It's just
Yeah.
like, what in the
So,
hell, dude?
so my grandmother sewed me Superman capes when I was a kid. I always got Superman capes. My grandmother would sew a cape for me. I'm 5 years
Nice.
old. I've got a
Nice.
Superman cape, right? Like, that's blue jeans, t-shirt, Superman cape. That's the uniform in the backyard, and that's the only place I'm allowed to go. And so yeah, I'm 100% with you, man. I liked Spider-Man, but there wasn't Spider-Man stuff. There was like a weird TV movie feeling thing that
Oh,
came
yeah.
out,
Yeah.
if you remember,
Yeah.
in the very early 80s where it was, I mean, it was cool, but I don't even remember how, I don't know if it was on TV, a TV movie or
I
something,
can't remember.
but it was really cheesy. Like, I even remember watching it and going, well, this isn't a real movie, but, yeah, I rank them the same with you. Hulk right after that. Maybe the Hulk ahead of Batman then.
Yeah.
I didn't like him on the cartoons as much as I like Superman.
I think when we watched the Hulk, we were watching it, and it was in syndication at that point. Maybe we were watching reruns. I don't know if we got fresh episodes of the
I
Incredible
never
Hulk.
got no way. I don't think I got a fresh episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
a
Hulk
really
must be the-
great dark version of Superman is Brightburn. And just throw that out to everybody.
Yeah, James Gunn, I think.
Yeah.
Who
I
ends up
enjoyed
doing
that movie. I
Superman
saw it at
sequel.
the theater. It was different.
It was different.
Yeah.
It was different. Yeah. I don't know if James Gunn directed it or wrote it, but then he goes and writes and directs Superman. Supergirl's about to come out, which actually looks pretty kick-ass if you've seen the trailer.
Yeah, I've seen it. I think there's already some controversy spinning up around that movie from what I understand about
Really?
it being, I think it's going back to something that Supergirl said. The lady or the girl that plays her, something about if this movie stinks, it's not because a girl is there or something weird. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I read something weird, and I'm like, I hope that that doesn't taint the release of this
Yeah, I
movie.
want to
And
like her.
right,
I want to like her, but I'm ready for 2. Like, I'm ready for the new Superman
yeah,
2 because I kind of I was like, you've got to see Superman. Like, you're
yeah, and
gonna
I
like
enjoyed
Superman,
it. Like it felt
and you're
like
like, what?
I
Really?
know it's hard for me, man.
I know. Well, the dog makes it hard. The
Yeah,
dog is in the trailer, and you're like, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm
yeah.
not
What is
doing.
this, Air Bud? What are we like?
Yeah, I'm not doing. Cartoon dog, real guy. Like,
Right?
I was worried.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it paid off, and I was like, "You gotta go, man! Like, he's really good. Like, he really, really, really is
Yeah,
good."
I enjoyed it, and I liked that they incorporated, some other heroes into the movie
Yeah,
too. So
yeah, yeah,
Superman
yeah,
had help,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, but
It was
yeah,
funny and
this
well done.
one, I I'd have to go back and watch one. I feel like one would, in fact, hold up for me, just like I said, because Christopher Reeve is
Yeah,
so awesome. Richard Donner is amazing as a
yeah,
director. Um, even though this movie uh, took some shit, I think, for it being a little more kooky than the first one.
yeah.
It was made for about, the budget was huge. It was like 54 million, but it ended up grossing about 220 million at the box office.
It was a hugely successful. Like, when I was looking at the
Oh
numbers, I
yeah,
read them at Scout last night watching it, and she was like, "This made that?
yeah. That was a
$200
big
in."
that was a big time budget and effects movie back then. That was I mean, we weren't seeing shit like that on the
Yeah,
screen really
it was $500 million in 80
today,
whatever.
right?
you know um and I don't even know if that's a stretch. um you know
Yeah.
so for me, I couldn't get past the special effects.
No, it holds up, right?
it,
But the special effects are pretty
special I
garbage.
just couldn't get out of it, and um there is a factor to who you watch it with, in and not in a bad way. But when, like, Scout sat through some of it, and I'm thinking of how she's seeing it, and that kind of changes
Your vantage point a little
my
bit on.
probably in an
Yep.
unfair way. Like, I would like to tell you that regardless of whatever situation, but I could be in a bad mood and make me not like a movie.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could like, there's lots of things that can affect it. So I would just say that everything affects you. Your mood is important when you watch something, or that it lines up with what you're wanting to check into, right? Like, I
Yeah.
don't always want to see a horror movie, or I don't always want to see an action movie or a drama. Like, but I don't know if that played into it. I can't think it didn't at any level, but she wasn't down there for a lot of it, and I was just like, fuck, man. Like, it just it's the one I remember liking the most, and I just couldn't get past it. And it's not that I don't think anyone should watch this. It's Christopher Reeve. I would never tell someone not to watch Christopher Reeve. It is
Right.
definitely, check it out. Like, if you
Yeah.
want to see what everybody compares David Corn Sweet to, or Sweat to, uh
Watch.
that's him. I mean, he's it. Like, it's no one is gonna. You're just for until we age out. Nobody fucking. The original guy was
Right.
probably. Um, People were saying that about the original guy, but
George
Reeve.
Reeves.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Who
Yeah.
unalived himself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Heavy is the crown.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah. Thank God it wasn't Johnny Weissmuller.
Right. Let's go, Tarzan.
So
But we have no business knowing who Johnny Weissmuller is.
no, 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 no. But if you know, you know.
Yeah. I'll tell you how I know who he is. My dad used to work at a place in San Marcos, Texas called Aquarina Springs.
Okay.
It was a kind of they had glass bottom boats and a submarine show where people went down under the water and dressed like mermaids, and they had a swimming pig, and they had kind of a gondola ride, and there was a
Uh-huh.
country club golf course. My dad was the manager, right? And Johnny Weissmuller, they used to film some episodes of Tarzan on that property back in the day,
That's
swinging in the
kick-ass.
trees and shit. Yeah,
That's
that's how I
kick-ass.
know who he is.
Where is it?
San Marcos.
No way.
Yeah.
I know he was like an Olympic diver or an
Yep.
Olympic swimmer or something. Like he was a badass.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. I'm glad you.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you know, you know. If you
Yeah.
know, you ran around in shorts with a knife in your tucked into the elastic in your neighborhood. If you know what I mean, like in some way you would recreate that. There was nothing cooler than a guy just running around in little shorts with a knife on his hip, dude. That was just like the coolest. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
way off. But yeah, so for me, not a holdup, and
Hold up for me, but
100% go check it out.
yeah.
And I get either Chris overcomes that stuff for you or not.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to change. He shows up as Superman in every scene and delivers. It's whether you can buy the other stuff going on around him. And I didn't think they did as good a job as I remembered pulling all the stuff that they're supposed to pull off.
Right.
Because Chris shows up and delivers. But I just don't, whether it was how they put it together or the director or how people chose to play those parts, or it had a lot of problems. But yeah, I would say see it. I mean, it's not, it's obviously funny, but people fall a long time.
Oh yeah. It sucks, man, because it holds up for me, but the special
I know.
effects are trash. It's literally on the premise of Gene Hackman, Christopher Reeve,
Right.
Terrence Stamp. Like
Right,
you
right.
can't deny the actors, and
No,
even
I
though they're
agree.
asked to do some really kind of campy shit,
Mhm.
they're good. They're all really really good, even if they're asked to act kind
Yeah.
of dumb.
Yeah.
Or spooky.
I still kind of not got chills. I don't want to be over dramatic about it, but when he gets his powers back and they don't know, and he crushes Terrence Stamp's hand, it's the moment.
It's so good.
It's the pinnacle of it is. I was so fooled as a kid that is one of the best endings, when I was 10 or whatever age I was when I finally saw it. I was movies 10-year-olds were watching. There wasn't a big twist at the end. There wasn't a big, so like
redemption.
I was just like, oh my God, he doesn't have his powers. And then, clearly he took their powers and or canceled theirs out and protected his. And I was just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. And the music.
Well, if this is Empire Summer, which it would have to be if it's in the 80s.
It's 80, yeah.
If it's not a Raiders, it's an Empire. That would mean two of the most shocking endings in the history of my movie experience. I'm Your Father, Luke, and Superman losing his powers.
Yeah.
And pulling a trick at the end. Like these are good endings.
Yeah.
For movies kids are watching.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's
like, what just happened?
Yeah.
He tricked him. He's got his powers.
The nostalgia bug got me on this one a little bit.
Yeah, clearly. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It'll probably get me.
Maybe we watch the Donner cut at some point.
At some point we have to go do that. Like because now I'm just curious.
Yeah.
And it may not be better, but it probably has a bit different tone, and it would even be like stylistically different the way he shot stuff.
It's 10 minutes shorter, by the way.
Who knows how much of it they really had still, though, too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's 10 minutes shorter. I noticed that when I was like, oh, look, the original Superman is 10 minutes longer.
I wonder how crazy. Is there a Niagara Falls scene, and is it different? You know what I mean? Like, just probably the same thing happens, but is it different people? Do they look, like, who knows what? Like, what would they have reshot? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I feel like maybe the
Maybe the big
moon
fight.
sequences were different, or I don't know, man. I have to check that out for sure.
Yeah. Because it can't be anything Hackman's in. We've already said that. So you
Right.
know anything that Hackman or Ned Beatty are in is Donner.
Yeah,
So
I don't know how
none
they
of the
got
Gene
Hackman.
Hackman scenes.
Yeah, I don't know how they got Hackman back for Superman 4.
No, they didn't, did they?
Oh yeah,
Which one is Richard Pryor in?
3 with Robert Vaughn. Oh, I want to say something real quick. Uh, the the music for this movie and the first movie, John Williams is a badass. He's a stud. I
All
don't think
right,
I'm having to say anything
for
anybody
sure.
doesn't know, but he's a god. And Valerie Perrine or Perrine, whatever her name is Miss Taskbacher, all time childhood crush. Like, absolutely loved her in 1. You don't see much of her in 2, but in 1, absolutely gorgeous woman. Um, you know,
Yeah, they said something and I didn't pay attention to it
she
about
passed
her. But
away recently, so I wanted to just
oh
say rest in
no!
peace. Yeah, yeah. So great,
Oh wow!
great looking woman, great acting in that movie for her.
She may have been someone who didn't come back after they switched because it was like inexplicably she disappears after the balloon ride. She's never in the movie again.
Yeah, that's weird. I didn't even think about that, but yeah. Yeah, they go back south and you never see her again.
You never see her the rest of the movie.
Wow.
And they don't explain it. She just is gone. And I think that was also, she was like, I'm a Donner person, you know, or whatever. I would guess is the reason, but you mentioned her, like that was one of the trivia things that I remember reading where I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird. That wasn't just like, what the only pretty lady in the movie's gone.
What happened?
What
you
happened?
took away the nice looking lady.
We took away the nice looking lady who's so sweet.
Who wants to be bad, but really is good.
Can't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she's great in 1.
Oh man, she's I mean, honestly, she didn't help out Superman. Everybody dies.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. She takes the chains off of him or whatever
yeah,
and gets him
takes the
away from
kryptonite. Yeah.
the kryptonite. Yeah, that's crazy. I want to watch 1 because I think I'm gonna think 1 holds up. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that one had a sillier theme, but I don't think so. I think this one got a little campier than 1 was ever going to be. So
Yeah, we can definitely do 1, and I don't think we don't have to do order either.
Glenn
Like,
Ford dies on the front lawn. Like 1's heavy.
yeah, dude. Glenn Ford was absolutely a household name at that point. Everybody knew who
310 to
that dude
Yuma,
was.
buddy. The original 310 to Yuma.
Yeah, everybody knew who Glenn Ford
God,
was.
I've had this so bright in here the whole time. Having to squint. I'm such an idiot. Now I'm turning it down. Yeah, but we both have said it again. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
It holds up for me. It doesn't hold up for David.
Right.
You know, we appreciate everybody checking us out every single week. All 10 of you. Thank you.
Right. That's okay. That's okay. Just got to get Jane Seymour.
Right. Yeah, we get Jane Seymour, man. We're going to get at least 100 more.
Blow up. This would blow up if we had Jane. I mean, we know that, right?
Oh yeah.
She's
Jane Seymour, we love you. Like, come talk to us.
And we should say she can just log in from where she is. She doesn't have to go to your house, right?
Oh no. I'm not that crazy. Like, let me not be a.
Earlier when you were talking, you were like, "Come on over, pretty lady."
Jane Seymour.
I can't wait till you watch this back. It's awesome. You're turning like a little kid talking about Jane Seymour. It's
Jane
cool.
Seymour and Miss Taskbacher. Let's go.
Oh, it's great.
Everybody, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you would, please. We really appreciate it. It helps us in the algorithm. I'm starting to sound like every other person that's on YouTube.
Yeah, share it though too, right?
Sharing
it would help. But
yeah, share it. We appreciate anybody who watches this.
Yeah,
anybody who likes. Thank you. We have a lot of fun doing it,
We love it.
and appreciate y'all's support.
We would do it for free. I know that because we do.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But
All right,
anyway,
everybody, have a great one.
have a great one.
All right.